Good morning, everybody. The salute is coming out because football is very nearly back. And I tell you what, not only that, Liverpool away. It's a big one. So today's show, let's dedicate it. Dedicate it? Not in memory of it. Anyway, we're going to be speaking and focusing on the Liverpool game. We're going to run through the team news from Arne Slot. We're going to run through the team news from United, from Carrington yesterday. I covered quite a bit of it in my Starting 11 video, which we popped out a day before. But today we'll run through that. We'll have conversations and I'll find your starting 11 a little bit later in the show. And yeah, it's going to be a busy one. My God, I'm very surprised that I'm not mega late here today. I suppose I am a couple of minutes late, but you can let me off. It's been a very, very busy week in United People's TV Towers, and I'm really looking forward to it being Monday. I'll be honest, I'm really looking forward to it all being done because I've been distracted left, right, and centre, finding it very difficult to get things done. Let's say hello to everybody and let's get on with today's show. Man, considering it's the international break, you think it would calm down. Yeah, nah, never mind. Right, who's here? James Wilson, you give me PTSD with that username. Steph, good morning to you. Alex, good morning to you. Josh, you'll be there as always. Carl, I saw you at the start of the show as well. We've got Manny, good morning, buddy. We've got Teresa, we've got Steve and John. We've got Sasha, we've got Theo, and we've got Rex. How about some non-members as well? We've got Gordon, we've got Philippe, we've got King Simba, we've got Ray, and we've got Paramount. Everybody, please do get involved. You know the drill by now. Get involved in the chat, ask me some questions. I'll try and engage with as many of you as I possibly can. Anybody enjoy the pod? I hope you did. That was the pilot episode. We're planning on recording on Sunday night after the Liverpool game and getting that out on Monday. So Monday and Thursdays will be the release dates, hopefully. William, you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, dude. Dalronnie saying news around United never slows down. It's more I just have personally had a lot of stuff to do in the garden. Basically built an outbuilding, decorating it, painting it, clearing stuff in, clearing stuff out. Yeah, it's been a lot. But we're nearly there. Very nearly there. Thank you very much for the feedback on the pod, Sunny and Kevin and Lyle as well. You know how long I've been doing this channel for? You know how long it's just been me? Like, I've really reached a point where I want to find other people that have the same sort of drive, enthusiasm, and energy that I do for covering United in not in like what I consider the right way, but not what I consider the wrong way, if you know. And that might be a really weird way to describe it. Like-minded United fans who want to try and cut through the crap and the noise that exists everywhere. It's not particularly easy. It really is not easy. Schwab saying, how's the home gym coming along? It's getting built. And I swear to God, if I tell you how long I spent trying to build a bench yesterday and I didn't get it finished, you'd all laugh at me. Pulled out the instructions and it was like, professional installers, it would take 2 hours. I was like, it's a bench. How can a bench be that difficult? My word, I've never seen a more complicated. It was like 37 different drawings. That goes into there, gets into that goes over the top there. Then you got to use a rubber, do that. Mate, it was mad. Right. Rex saying, despite Michael Oliver as the ref, I'm quietly confident we can frustrate Liverpool in the first half and come away with a 2-2 draw again. Now, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start a poll. We'll let this run for the whole show. What's your prediction? Right? What is your prediction? Liverpool win? Draw or United win? I'll let that run for the whole show. Someone down there saying, I'm waiting to watch the podcast in VO format. When are you putting it on YouTube for everyone to see it? The video won't... So these are the things that are sort of... Okay, I'll give you an insight. So we didn't realise that who we host the podcast through doesn't allow you to upload video to Spotify, which is what we planned on doing. Because I'm not going to drop the podcast onto the main channel as it stands, because it's a very different style of content. It's like a 30, 40-minute chat compared to everything else that's going on. And we've got a very busy content schedule that already exists. So we could make a brand new channel, but that might be quite difficult. So what we want to do for the time being is put the video on Spotify, and it will be free for everyone on Spotify. And then on YouTube, we'll keep it for members only on YouTube. And that's probably what we're going to be doing for the time being, but we don't quite know yet. This is going to be evolving as, hopefully, we continue building. Now let's get into today's show. Whew. Just want to say congratulations to the women's team. Yesterday, beating Atletico Madrid 1-0 away from home, down to 10 players. They won. The women's team playing quite well right now. That's the Champions League group stage as it stands. United up there, 6 points from 2 games. And they haven't conceded a goal. Very nice. Right? Just congratulations to the women's team. Someone down there saying, on what grounds do you feel or think we are going to beat them at Anfield? We'll speak about that in only a few minutes. I just want to run through. This is a little bit of separate news I wanted to cover because, of course, I mentioned this it wasn't particularly difficult to mention, was it? Harry and Mass going on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. You look at it and you go, is that really the best move? He's actually been playing quite well. So we're going to be doing a sort of what's happening, a following Harry and Mass's progress video. We're still going to wait a little bit longer, so maybe we can do one halfway through the season, for example. But Sheffield Wednesday on the verge of having a winding up order over unpaid tax. I mean, Harry Mass will still get his wages. I'm guessing United are paying them. I don't actually know whether United are paying him or not. But I hope the environment isn't as bad as it seems from the outside looking in. That's what I would say. Kevin, you're saying you voted for a draw. We'll be happy with that. Delighted if we win, but please don't lose. Steve saying everyone's too optimistic. They're still Liverpool. We're still going to Anfield. It's not going to be easy. Hey, look, you all know me. I like to be a glass half full person, and I like to be optimistic. I'm optimistic about Sunday for the fact that I think Liverpool aren't impenetrable. I think a few times we've been to Anfield, like they've been riding high and we've just been not in a good place. And you go there just saying, please avoid humiliation. I don't really think that's the case going into the game on Sunday. I think their tactical weaknesses are really quite easy to explain. Whether we can exploit them or not, I don't know that. Before we do go into the chat about the game, I just want to mention this. Come from Ben Jacobs yesterday about Eric Cantona holding direct talks about an ambassadorial role for any potential UAE consortium. And I've seen people speaking about the share price of Manchester United and the fact that, I think if I read correctly, there's been some orders placed further down the line in December at a certain share price that indicates that maybe someone knows something. It's all just conjecture right now, and I don't particularly think we need to cover it in any more detail than we've covered it during this international break. So we covered all the Saudi stuff that started with Turk Al-Sheikh and him saying that United were in advanced talks over like a new investor. We covered all of that, and then we covered all the UAE stuff that happened after that. Would I like Eric Cantona to be in a... Is Cantona... Random question here. Don't actually know the answer to this. Is Cantona in any way associated with the club? Like, you've got... You can list them off, man. You've got Gary Pallister, Dennis Irwin, Wes Brown, Brian Robson. Like, tons and tons of former players who still kind of go around doing United schmoozing events. I don't know if Cantona does any of that. I'm not sure he ever has. Has he ever had an ambassadorial role at the club? I mean, he is the number one, like in terms of ambassadors. For me, anyway, he would be. Like what he symbolizes in coming into a club that wasn't quite what it wanted to be and being the catalyst that transformed it into the club it wanted to be. I don't think he's ever actually been in an ambassadorial role before. But yeah, we heard this, as I said, around the 9-2 Foundation and these ambassadorial roles, and then Rio was maybe involved, and then I'm sure Rooney's name will get thrown into it, and then Cantona's name will get thrown into it, and then probably you bring up Schmeichel, or you might bring up the whole bloody 99 team. I don't quite know. I certainly know that Eric's not really doing the same. Was it last year that Eric did a music tour? I swear he was in a porno as well. I don't know whether I'm making that up. Man, he's funny. I'd love to do a proper mini doc on Eric Cantona, but I don't know. You need to find the angle to not simply repeat the sort of docs that everybody has watched before. Oh yeah, Cantona was in the Snapdragon ad. That's a good point. That was with Fergie, right? So I suppose he is maybe in certain big, whether it's like new kit sponsors or new kit launches, stuff like that. Yeah, he's too busy going around touring and singing. Man. Love Cantona. Right, let's move on and let's speak about the game this weekend. Right, let's see what everyone's saying in the poll straight away. Shuab, thank you very much, dude. You gifted 5 memberships again. You've been a legend all week. You really have been. Thank you so much, man. Right, 540 votes are in. 52% of you are saying United win. 52% of you. 20% are saying Liverpool win. 28% of you are saying a draw. So just over half of you saying, yeah, you know what? United are going to win this. Ladies and gents, I really hope that 52% of you are correct. I'm going to run through my starting 11 from yesterday. And we can debate it down there. I've seen your comment there, but you've put that comment in 6 times now. So I'm going to be ignoring it. Okay? So I know that all of you want the questions answered, but if you just keep spamming it, and I can see you spamming it, then I'm not going to read it, right? Pop it in, then wait. Manny, you're saying your starting 11 is Le Mans, Yoro, Maguire, and Delict. You're saying Ahmad, Bruno, Ugarte, Dorgu, and Bumo, Sheshko, and Mount. We'll find out. Stephen, you're saying tough game on Sunday. Mark my words, we will win. Liverpool are vulnerable. Liverpool are vulnerable. That's kind of what I was saying there. I'm not going into this game flowing with confidence because we beat Sunderland 2-0. And even if we beat Sunderland 2-0, there was an international break. But I do feel that Liverpool have clear weaknesses. And as I said, which really aren't too difficult to explain. They are vulnerable on the transition. They are a top-heavy team. They have been all season. And they've been hit many a time in that exact scenario. Now, I explained one way I think United are probably going to play, and I actually think it's the right way to play. I explained that in the starting 11 video. But let's run through the team news. This was from United. So we're going to get more official team news, I think, about 1:30 today. I think that's when Ruben Amorim's press conference is, right? We found out this yesterday, that certain players weren't involved in training on Thursday. That was Casemiro, that was Ahmad, and 2 other players who weren't involved were Bruno Fernandes and Cunha. So that's 4 players you'd argue might have been in Ruben Amorim's desired starting 11 for Liverpool who didn't train on Thursday. Meaning, you can do the maths, 1 day of training ahead of Liverpool away. And I think, I put Casemiro in my starting 11 yesterday. I did have this covered and I still put him in. I think I'll be hesitant to put him in now. I think that's probably one I guess wrong. I think the idea that Casemiro, because Casemiro, I believe, played 90 minutes twice for Brazil, as the captain as well, both times. So it's probably unlikely that he starts this game. Probably unlikely that he's fit enough to start this game, which probably means Ugarte is going to start, which probably means there's a lot of you who are going to be annoyed about that. You could see Mainu. But in a game like this, if you're going to play Bruno, which is probably going to happen, you're going to need to get some sort of transitional protection. What an awful transitional protection. Ugh. You're just going to need to get someone like Ugarte in there whose main focus is on protecting the defence rather than the attack. No, I think that will happen. Sam saying, can't believe we've been given the Etihad and Anfield immediately after international breaks this season. Yes, to be fair, it's dead unlucky, if you're being completely honest. Darren is saying, Casemiro and Ahmad have had more travel time. It even adds on to it. Casemiro flew to Asia, played 90 minutes twice, and then flew back. I mean, he's really not going to start this game, is he? And if he does, these legs are going to be heavy. He's played a lot of football. So, no word on whether any of those are going to be fit for selection. But those 4 senior players didn't start. Well, didn't train on Thursday. And quite a lot of youngsters did. You can see here. Jacob Devaney, Tyler Fletcher, Shea Lacey, Bendito Mantato, Sam Mather, Reece Munro, Chido Obi, and Jim Thwaites. So, quite a few of the younger players were drafted in order to make up the numbers. And it's not the first time quite a few of them have been involved. And you see massive bonuses at Liverpool are without Alisson and Konate. As far as I know, Konate's fit, but Alisson's not. I think Slot said that Konate's fit and Gravenberch is fit. I think. We'll run through that a little bit later. But I want to kind of focus on Shea Lacey just for a few minutes. Now, we did a video covering his progress to date 4 weeks ago, I think it was. Because he is one lad, and anybody who's been here long enough, not been here long enough, anyone who's followed his progress with the academy teams will know it's just injuries that have really kind of stopped him being further ahead than he is. And everything that I'm sort of reading around Lacey, around his involvement in the first team training, I think that's the second time in a few weeks that he's been there. I think Jim Thwaites has been given the opportunity as well. So that's also the next time that he's been there. There seems to be a lot of, I mean this in a good way, a lot of noise around Lacey right now. He's clearly making the right impressions in training. And in particular when Mbumo and Ahmad go to AFCON in January, there's probably a bit of space, maybe an opportunity for him to get towards being in the matchday squad. And maybe that's what United are building up towards. I don't quite know. But there seems to be a lot of noise around him. Of course, in the international break as well, he was drafted in to the senior England team by Tuchel to train there as well. So in this it's kind of the point I'm making. In this season, so far, he's been drafted into the first team at Manchester United and trained with Ruben Amorim and the seniors. He's trained with Tuchel and the seniors at England too. It's good news for him. It's all just fitness related for him. Talent-wise, there are no questions. He is. What would you say in terms of a starter play he is? He's somebody who drifts past people. Loves having the ball at his feet. Doesn't necessarily have to pass it to someone to progress it. He can progress it himself. He can create something from nothing. He's that sort of player. He's not like a pace and power winger merchant, if you know what I mean. He's like a talent, just a really good footballer. So he trained again with the first team yesterday, second time in a few weeks. It's just interesting to watch that. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Mike, what are you saying? I feel Amorim needs to get some points on the table to ease the pressure around the squad before introducing youngsters. That's something that I always feel, man. The environment of the first team has to be conducive to a youngster coming in. Right. Someone's saying like a nanny. Nah, nanny was more about, and again, I mean this in a polite way, showboating, but effective showboating. I think he's a little bit more, how would I describe it? I don't know. I'm running out of words to say. Anyway, he's a bloody good footballer. Let's move on. And Boomer. He's somebody who is definitely going to be in that starting 11 against Liverpool. You could argue potentially one of our most important players. No, you can't argue. He is one of our most important players going into that game. Now, if you didn't get the opportunity to read it, I would encourage you to give this a read. There's a good article from Charlotte Herper from The Athletic, and it's just a little bit of insight into Brian Mbeumo, who he is, his character, his personality, his family, his friends, his upbringing. So I suppose you get to know a little bit more about who Brian Mbeumo really is. That's all. Just wanted to explain that to you. I think you'll enjoy it. The nanny disrespect. Mate, Nanny was... I think I mentioned this to you yesterday. You can definitely put Nanny in the same category as Anderson. Can you put him in the same category as Anderson? I might even just back out of that immediately. But just the United squad was so ridiculously talented at that point in time that you could take players like Nanny for granted because you just looked across and you saw Ronaldo. Well, he's not Ronaldo, is he? No, but he was a ridiculous footballer. And if I remember correctly, the season after Ronaldo left may have been Nanny's best season at United. Certainly one of. Man, do you remember that goal Arsenal away? Where he skipped past, I think he skipped past like 3 players on the byline and I don't know whether he accidentally chipped. Was it Almunia? I think it was Almunia. Went into the back, went right into the side netting. That was class. By India starts, just threw up everywhere. By India's not starting this game. But Mbeumo will. Yeah, I think you'd enjoy that article on The Athletic. If you get 10-15 minutes to read it, I'd encourage you to read it. Nanny was far more productive than Anderson was, but I think the reason... stupid comparison. You can't really put them in the same categories. I'm backing out of that. Lissandro still working on his rehab. Very much doubt he's going to be in the matchday squad for Liverpool. I think he'll travel. He'll just be there for support. But I very much doubt he's going to be in the squad. And then this man. Ed saying, do you remember the backlash for showboating? Was that in the that was against Arsenal at Old Trafford when he started doing keepy-ups, on walking back towards the goal when he started doing keepy-ups. I swear he then got swiped from behind. Man United used to take the piss out of Arsenal. I remember Ronaldo doing it as well. What's your feeling about Šeško going into this game? I think if I was to choose 2 players who are the focus, I think it's Šeško and I think it's Lemons. I think they're the 2 most important players for United, our goalkeeper and our striker at Anfield. Lemons is going to be busy. He's going to have to make some saves. He's going to have to try and command his box whenever he possibly can. He's going to have to try and release the pressure on United in our own area, as will Šeško. And I think that game against Sunderland was definitely his best game in a United shirt so far. And it wasn't just a goal. It was his centre-forward play with and without the ball. That's what impressed me so much from Šeško's performance against Sunderland. There was one particular moment, I think he got a foul. It's like he received the ball into his sort of chest, right at the halfway line, and he was getting pressed from right behind from a Sunderland centre-back. Can't remember who it was. Held him off, and then ended up like 2 touches, spun him, went behind him, went to run away, and then just got pulled down. Used his body really, really well. I think he got a foul. Let me see what you're saying down here. Starlord saying he has to be an outlet when under pressure. Slowly establishing his importance. Scott saying, to the poll, we haven't beat Liverpool at Anfield since January 2016. Well, that's not stopped 56% of people thinking we're going to do it. I hope they're bloody right, I'll tell you that. Šeško scores tomorrow. Anthony saying he's going to bully their defenders and pull defenders around. Open up the gaps. I hope so. Teresa saying he's going to score. Danny saying he's going to score or get a goal. There was a really nice article there from Mark Critchley this morning on Senate, and I'll run through that next. Anti saying, I think we'll see Le Mans Sheshko link up a lot on Sunday. And that's something I really focused on in my Start 11 video. But as much as we can speak about the importance of our striker, I think at Anfield, our goalkeeper is probably going to be more important. Let's be honest, he's going to be busy. Let's be honest, United are going to concede big chances to Liverpool. They're top of the league, people. They have got defensive frailties, for sure, but they've been dangerous going forward, man. And they spent 400 bloody million. I have no idea who's going to start for them. Whether it's Isak up front, whether it's Ekitike up front, whether it's Isak up front and Ekitike on the left, or Gakpo. Salah's had a naff season so far, but you know his record against United. Is it Salah who's scored the most goals in the United-Liverpool games? I think Rooney might be second now. Your bastard always scores against us. So he's going to be bang on form. And who's going to play left centre-back for us? We'll speak about that. I don't... Like, Ivy, you said it twice there, like, about buying this starting. Why? Like, someone give me a reason. Curious, right? Give me a genuine reason why buying this starts. That might make me go, oh, you know what? Oh, maybe. I didn't think of that. Because I'd be surprised if you could give me one. Hope Isak starts over Ekitike. I don't care who starts for them, I'll be totally honest. Diego Leon is definitely not going to be starting this game. Salah won't score with Lomans in goal, someone says. Alfrode's saying, let's not start saying, oh, Le Mans was turning to Van der Sar on Sunday. Who's saying that? Alex, you're saying plain devil's advocate, inexperience? I mean, boy. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you're clutching at straws here. And the only straw you can really clutch at is experience. But, I mean, even that is that's a big old stretch, man. Like, Bayern had a great game against Arsenal in the FA Cup last season at the Emirates. I wouldn't say he was particularly awful against City early this, when we got spanked. Could have done better for the third goal, for sure, but the game was done by that point. I don't particularly think he was awful, though. I would prefer that Senny's first away game for Manchester United wasn't Anfield. In the same way that I preferred that his first game for Manchester United was at home, which it was against Sunderland. But, mate, you're our best goalkeeper now. You've shown that against Sunderland. To be fair to him, he didn't have to do... I don't want to overhype his first game. But the reason he didn't have to do much was because he played well. Like, his kicks were really good, and it helped release the pressure. He was kicking off his left foot. He was kicking off his right foot. He came out and commanded his box sometimes. Turned situations which would have been tricky into situations where the keeper's just got the ball in his arms. You're definitely starting him against Liverpool. I can understand if you've got the trepidation about experience. I don't think you can get away from that. And the only way to get rid of that is simply by playing. But if you want to talk about experience, the experience of Bayern this season is that he's been pretty crap. Wouldn't exactly fill me with any hope. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. The idea of experience being a reason that he wouldn't start. I'll be honest, I think the majority of you agree down there. Yeah, cute. And I agree on that. Like, Sunderland weren't too much of a threat. I think there was one good save that he made from Xhaka. It was a save I suppose you would expect a good goalkeeper to make. But it was parried into the right area, right positioning. It was decent. I'm starting him. Would I be worried about the inexperience? Maybe. But would I have a million times more confidence if Binder was in goal? No. I'd be just sitting there going, oh, please don't. Oh, he's done it. No individual errors against Liverpool. That's probably too much to ask for. but just no mega ones. No mega ones that lead directly to like red cards or directly to a goal. Look, if we get one-on-ones and we miss chances, that's part and parcel of football. I'm not saying about that, but just don't have any brain-dead moments. Anybody, please. Schwab, you're saying the biggest factor is United making individual errors. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet and keep it clean at the back end and midfield. It's kind of exactly what I just said there. Just none of those mad, just what are you doing moments. And these two lads. Euro starts. It's a complete given. We're about to go into the starting 11 in a second. I just don't see where Cobby comes into the starting 11 right now. It feels like the patterns have been set. Feels like the choices have been made. And I don't particularly think that Amorim's going to change on that sense. Nor do I think that playing Mainu and Bruno together would be the best thing. It's all about taking Bruno off, really. And that doesn't really happen. Man, Bruno's got to have a good game on Sunday. I tell you, I would predict this quite a bit. I suppose it depends how much space Bruno has. I'll wait until we start 11, but I expect Bruno to be looking up and trying to find those balls over the top quite early. What are you saying down there? Gizzy saying I'll be waking up at 6 a.m. here in Oz to watch it. Commitment. What are we saying down here? If his calmness looks like inexperienced, that does not mean he will flop. I wouldn't say the calmness and inexperience, they can't really be related. Don't think so. Jomo saying Liverpool bookies favourites. Can't see them losing 4 games on the trot. I couldn't see them losing 2 games on the trot. They did. I couldn't see them losing 3 games on the trot. They did. Although all 3 of those games are away from home. So this is their first game back at Anfield. Palace, Galatasaray and Chelsea were all away. Yeah, Bruno didn't train on Thursday. Alex saying, what time are you doing the arms? So, the arms today, the plan is to get it finalised. Bloody ready. Stupid thing. But because I've been distracted by doing everything out there, it's just things keep coming up that keep bloody stopping me getting the arms ready. But the plan for the arms will always be to go live an hour and 15 minutes before kickoff, because that's exactly when the team news drops. So when the team news drops, that's when we jump in and we have a conversation. Rev saying, I'll be watching from Salou. I remember going on holiday to Salou. Is that the one they got a theme park? Is it Fuerteventura? They got a roller coaster called Dragon Khan. I remember that. We ended up getting like a pass for the day, and then he just ran off the roller coaster and then went straight back into the fast pass. So he just went on it. That was a quality roller coaster, to be fair. Mo saying, Sam, is it crazy to have a hope that United could win? Nah, not at all, man. I think there is a chance United win on Sunday. I think there's more of a chance United winning on Sunday than there has been, as I said, in quite a long time going to Anfield. But let's run through this, right? The garden is nearly ready, Ronan. I'm going to hopefully bring you some photos, before and after photos, and show you all on Monday. So I'm pretty damn proud of it. I mean, I didn't build it. But it looks awesome. And it's something I've had in my mind for a long, long, long time. Pyro saying, off topic, Sam, what do you think of Cape Verde, our small nation, getting qualified? Congratulations. Enjoy the World Cup. I'd love to come down on holiday. Why not? But yeah, this is what Slot said about United, right? Looking forward to the match against United even more, because I know how special it is. It's the most watched match in the world. United have started the season better than the standings show. So it's going to be a very interesting match. Don't know, he's probably just playing the game, I suppose. Playing the game. Siegs, Sam Titmarsh. Man, I used to love Ground Force. Sam Dimmock. Right, what's actually been said about the team news for Liverpool? Let me quickly go back and look at this. Because I know that Alisson's been ruled out. What's been said on the rest of them? Arne Slot. Liverpool team news. Right, there we go. Let's go on the Liverpool Echo. What are they saying? Oh my God, it's a big advert. Goodbye. Kieran Horn. Dip, dip, dip. How far you got to go down? Missing key players will not help their circumstances. Dip, 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 dip. Ryan is completely fit. Still has to train, but we're in a good place. Konate has come back to us and is expected to train today. Addison is not training, so he is out. So, Gravenberch is fit. Konate is the same as Cunha and Ahmad and those players who haven't trained. He's going to train today. And Addison's not fit. Don't know who starts at centre-back for Liverpool if Konate isn't in there. But Addison's out. We already knew that. It's going to be Marmadashvili. Gravenberch is starting. Now let's run through this. So this here was my starting 11 from yesterday. I'll be honest, I think I'm going to make one change straight away because I think there's really no chance. Oh, I haven't even got Ugarte on the bench. I think there's really no chance that Casemiro starts. I don't think so anyway. Where's Ugarte? Am I being an idiot? Where's Ugarte? Am I being an idiot? Where is he? Where is Ugarte? He is not here. Oh, that's stupid. Right. 1 second. Looks like I'm going to have to do a custom player. How'd you get custom players on here? Oh, bloody hell. Right, 1 sec. Custom player. Add custom player. No. Add custom player. Delete custom players. Add custom player. Yeah. How'd you do it? Oh, piss off. Hey. Do I need to get rid of one of them? Well, looks like we can't do the start 11, which I think is going to happen because... Oh, why has that gone down there now? Oh, my word. Do I do it there? Man, this UX is killing me. Right, 1 sec. I'm going off there. Can I close that now? Close. 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 Go away. Go away. Go away. Holy crap. That was difficult. My bad. Right, now he's in the wrong kit. Who cares? You know what? Sod it. Sod it, sod it, sod it, sod it. Casemiro's not going to be there, I don't think. I think Ugarte's going to be there. Don't have a go at me about the colour. Oh, this week has been long. I'm so looking forward to this week being over, people. I have been overstimulated beyond belief. You're very much seeing behind the scenes here. Oh. Can we just win? Dorgu's not on the bench either. Oh, who cares? Right. Anyway. The players I think are going to be most important for this game is Senlio Mons and Benjamin Šeško. That's what I think. I'm going to leave it at that. That didn't work at all. That was supposed to be a nice, interactive, engaging starting 11 thing, and it did not work. But, right. I'm going to relax come Saturday evening because there's so much more stuff that needs to be done. All right. And today we've got live show, then we've got video needs to be done by 12 p.m. Then I've got a meeting 12 till 1, a separate meeting 2 till 2:30, a separate meeting after that, and I've got to do building in between. Just a little I've got to do full feedback on a full mini doc that got sent over. That needs to go out before you're just getting a little bit of an insight. My mind's running through about 15 things that have to get done today. So that's why I'm, I suppose, a little bit lost here. But can we go to the poll? Let's see what you're saying down here. Yeah, I hope we do play better than I do to start 11. That was bad, wasn't it? 1,200 votes are in, right? And 54% of you are saying United win. And I bloody hope you're right. I seriously hope you're right. But can we just bring up the map to wrap up this show, and then I'll go and get the rest of the stuff done. Why was Ugarte not there? That makes no sense. Let me know where you're watching from. The city and the country will get you added onto the map. Last few we've got Denmark, we've got Germany, we've got UK, we've got Aberystwyth, Abidjan in Ivory Coast, Abraka in Nigeria, Abu Dhabi in UAE, we've got Abuja in Nigeria, Accra in Ghana. Let me know where you're watching from. Schwab and Ivy, you're both watching from Cape Town. So let's get Cape Town on there. Oh, not Ape Town. That's somewhere, I don't know. Is there a place called Ape Town? Maybe, maybe not. Don't quite know. What else we got down here? We've got Yazad watching from Adelaide in the Oz. Let's get one more on here. We've got Gully watching from how am I saying this? Olafsvik in Snæfellsberg. I don't think that was too bad. No? I'm taking that. You're not going to get any better than that. Fwa. Ladies and gents, I'm going to be back to normal on Monday. All right? Just in particular, I was up at 7 a.m. doing building work, trying to get all that done before the live show today. So today, lunchtime video, not quite sure what it was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be the mini documentary that's now been delayed because of a feedback round that needs to happen. So that won't be going out at lunchtime, which means I need to prepare another video to go out. And that's what I was thinking of. That's why I was a little bit distracted. Thank you all for tuning in. That was a little bit of chaos to wrap up the week. I'm going to be here. Lunchtime today, not sure what the video is going to be about. Tomorrow, it might be the stadium mini documentary. It might be something else. Sunday's going to be the game. Then, hopefully before the game, we'll have the arms. Hopefully after the game, we'll have the match reaction and the podcast. And then we'll be back here on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. You're the best. Let's go and get the rest done so I can clear my head. Take it easy.